Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Jordan Antonio Brown, and I'm giving you another daily dose of a jab. So today we're going to speak about Baller League UK, the updates, what is going on, also other things to do with Baller League Germany. You got America, the USA, and what's going on over there. So let's get into it. So Baller League, as you can see, or as you saw, last season was a successful season for a lot of teams. Not for our team, because we got knocked out in the semi-final and we didn't make it to the final of the Baller League Season 2. However, it was quite good to be a part of. It was actually refreshing to see a lot of new faces, a lot of new managers, very good football being played as well. So that was a good thing to be a part of. I would say being part of NDL was really good, seeing how it is being on the other side of the camera and being on a manager's team who is also an influencer and a content creator in his spare time. So that was really good, and it was good to see how things get done on their side and in their world, because it's a different world, to be honest, and you definitely have to get used to a lot of the gimmicks and a lot of the storylines in the season, because that is a big part of Baller League, as you want a lot of people to watch the content. You want a lot of people to watch the games. So someone like Nico has brought a lot of eyes to Baller League and obviously to his own team, NDL. And the way he marketed it in the beginning was amazing. And throughout, even to think of secret NDL page and we don't know what's going to come, and everyone following that page and requesting it, that was actually a genius move to make. And the page amassed over 250k followers on social media, being Instagram, and he did really well in the YouTube space as well, because a lot of people were watching on YouTube. Now, there was a bit of sad news when it came to Germany, as Germany is not going ahead for the foreseeable future. Why is that? I actually don't know. Germany was the pioneers and they were the founders of Baller League when it started in 2022, I want to say. Fact check me in the comments below if that is correct, but they were big in terms of getting Baller League on the map and getting it out there to the world, to be honest. The concept itself, very unique in terms of the game changers and also the teams and the team names and the rules and even the aesthetic of how it looks. But if I could guess why it's not going ahead, it's probably to do with money. Doesn't make sense to do it in Germany anymore. Maybe because of the fans at the games aren't the numbers that the UK amassed, as the UK 5,000 weekly at the Copper Box, and then you have thousands, sometimes millions watching online. So it does make sense to probably put the emphasis and the focus in different directions, being the UK and the US. So the UK is kicking off Monday the 16th of March, and that is actually very soon. That is a month away from today, actually. So that is going to be big in comparison to other seasons, because Baller League has been historically, every 6 months in Germany. And I think they're trying to do it leading up to the World Cup to get as much traction going into the World Cup. So that will finish sometime in June. It will be good because a lot of the players who couldn't play in the last season, they couldn't play because they were in their season for their club. And I think you're going to get a lot of better players, especially at the end of this Baller League Season 3 season. So now what happens is it goes into a transfer window, and I recording this video Monday the 16th of February. I don't know whether I'll be part of NDL come Season 3. I don't even know if I'll be in Baller League, period. And that is because transfer window, obviously clubs can have their say in who they sign for the new season, and players will go into a bigger pool of players, and it'll basically be like another type of draft system, I believe, where players will be picked again and you can negotiate with new clubs in what tier you want, what tier you're going to get and what team you're going to play for. So that will be very interesting to see what player lands on what team, and we don't know what will happen, but I'll definitely give you guys an update on what club and what team I land on. And to be a part of it is good anyway. I think it's something that you definitely would take in any player's position in non-league, or being a free agent, ex-pro. It's something that, yeah, why not play in it, to be honest. There's no negatives to be part of Baller League. So Baller League have come up with an initiative to do something called a Baller League Community Cup, and you can register in the comments below and in the description below, and you can make a new team where I think it's going to be 64 teams involved from the north of England, the south of England, and whoever wins ends up being a team in Baller League, which is actually crazy. So you could be a Beatties, a SC Don. Shout out to B2R as well, who do a lot of good things, 5-a-side, 7-a-side. So I can imagine a lot of those teams will be entering to be part of the season 3 Baller League season, and they could actually be a part of Baller League, which will be very, very interesting. Players aren't allowed to compete in the Baller League Community Cup, obviously for conflict of interest, as you know, you could actually win it and then end up being a part of a new team where someone else could have offered you a contract, or I can assume that if you end up on a team, then you can pick your own contract. So they don't really want that. They want to make it as fair as possible, and they don't want players ganging up together and then being part of a team. So that will be interesting. But I think the deadline for that ends on Wednesday. So make sure you enter in that, because that could be something that you could be a part of, and it could be something that you can create your name from, and you never know what roads can lead down from this path. So obviously Baller League USA, what's the update? I do believe it's starting in March, and it is starting before the UK Baller League, or at the same time. You do know IshowSpeed is the president for the Baller League USA, and Baller League USA is looking quite tasty, to be honest. It's looking like something that a lot of players would want to be a part of. You've got the World Cup coming up in the US, and they definitely want to make a stamp on that and make it a spectacle, so everyone is following and excited to do with football in America leading to the World Cup. Who would you want to be a part of? What team? Obviously they got Usain Bolt, Ronaldinho, IshowSpeed, AMP, Kai Cenat, the whole gang as well. That Marlon guy, obviously we're not going to get into his antics and what is being online with, you know, a few Love Islanders from England. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of controversy. There's going to be a lot of speculation and a lot of anticipation going into that. So it's going to be very exciting to see who lands on what team, what type of players are going to be competing in Baller League US, because people don't really rate US when it comes to football. But I can actually tell you, North American players are actually good. And you got a lot of South American players playing over there, and they're actually very good players, technical players as well. And I think it's just a case of they don't really get seen, so they're very much overlooked. But it'll be actually quite interesting to see what happens over there. And who would you want to be a part of? Like I said, what team would you want to land on? Any other updates? I'll make sure I'll make another video, and I'll keep you guys updated for what happens with my case. I'll do another video. So anyway, this was a little Baller League update. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.